Greg, a marquee matchup here tonight. Two of the NBA's best teams with some of the best players.
And it's bound to be a fun one, right? There is elite talent on the floor. In this kind of a powerhouse matchup, both teams are looking to make a statement.
Now the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Holmgren and Hartenstein. Gilgeous-Alexander runs things with Dort to his side. And it's Williams at the 3, the small forward. Now Gobert. After the missed 3 from Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Nice shot by Gobert.
And this is where you want Gobert to have the ball.
And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. Fires away from way outside. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Conley against Gilgeous-Alexander. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good look. Just couldn't find the mark.
Greg, seems like we always talk about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's offensive side. But when it comes to deflections and steals, his defense, he's one of the best.
Yeah, his two-way ability is sometimes over.
And it's a great finish!
Oh, my. Wow, this is how explosive Edwards can be. He finishes with such force at the rim.
And so Oklahoma City again turning it over. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thanks very much. I spoke briefly with Chris Finch. We talked about the matchup problems that Chet Holmgren presents. He said defensively, Chet can warp the inside of the paint. And at the other end, he's going to drag his matchup out to the three-point line. That's what makes this 7-footer such a special player. Guys?
Thanks so much, David. Randall passes to McDaniels. Shoots over Dort. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
And don't look now, but they're starting to extend this lead.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
And the 3 ball is good.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Edwards kicks to Gobert. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. Holmgren wide open. Money from the wing.
Nice find by Gilgeous-Alexander. He reads the floor so well.
Gobert with it. Williams picks him up. High post, Gobert. He's against Hartenstein. Pass to Randall. Lets it go with the 3. Thunder with the rebound. Gilgeous-Alexander deciding where to go with it. Outside Williams. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Clock at 6. Over Conley. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Dort against Edwards. Fires from deep. Not this time. His first miss in 3 attempts from the field. 1:41 left here in the first quarter. It's stolen by Edwards. And Edwards with a clear path to the basket. Out to Conley. This one for 3. Pass to Gobert. McDaniels dishes to Gobert. For 3, Edwards bangs home the trifecta. Edwards got a pair of 3s now in the first quarter for the Timberwolves. Gilgeous-Alexander against Conley. From past the arc. The Thunder with another miss.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots. better selections. You have to be set up for success.
Dort wide open. Hands it from downtown. Dort's got 6.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Conley left side. Edwards looking it over. Outside for Randall. Cranes the three-pointer.
Love the pass there from Gobert. Always nice when your big man feeds his teammates.
And here's Gilgeous-Alexander outside. Another miss. His 6th of the night after 6 shot attempts. Out to Edwards. Two on the clock. And finished off by Edwards.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And we'll be right back after this. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Minnesota.
Well, I'm seeing that their second chance points are exactly what every coach wants to see. Hustling on the offensive glass to convert every possession they can.
On top of that, they're creating turnovers and taking advantage by converting on the offensive end.
So the Thunder 5 right now. The 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Holmgren and Hartenstein. Gilgeous-Alexander runs things with Dort to his side. And it's Williams at the 3 spot. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander outside. That makes it 7 straight misses for him. Definitely not the start he was looking for. And here's Edwards from the arc. Outside for Randall. It's Edwards on the wing. Off target from three-point range. Thunder trailing by 9. And the defense of the Timberwolves stand as good as it gets.
Well, Kevin, they can compete with anyone when it comes to size, not just up front, but on the wings. They're long and athletic, but it all comes down to execution, and they get it done.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. The Thunder with another miss.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Back to Conley. Lets the 3 fly. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
I'll tell you, give Conley the ball and trust him to make the right decision.
And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Timberwolves leading by 12. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Count that one for Dort.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Thunder trailing by 14. Fires from way outside. And the Thunder another 3.
Incredible range from Gilgeous-Alexander, making a tough shot look easy.
Dort against Edwards. Shoots over Dort. Edwards can't hit. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Williams from outside.
And when Gobert is playing with this kind of aggression on that end, there aren't many better at defending.
You know, Coach, what more can you ask? The reigning 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert.
Well, Kevin, since you ask, his impact in the playoffs hasn't always been the same as during the regular season. That's got to be the next step.
McDaniels passes to Edwards. Beyond the arc. Edwards cashing in from outside.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Well, the rebounding battle tells the story. There's a big gap between them right now.
There is the open three to cap the break. Gilgeous-Alexander's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Thunder. Randall against Holmgren for three. Randall no good. Thunder trailing by 9. And here's the fast break. Holmgren leading the way. Hartenstein with the screen for Holmgren. Hartenstein passes to Holmgren. Holmgren with a screen on Conley. 6 to shoot. From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. Doesn't go either for Gilgeous-Alexander. Down low. It's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander. Got a piece of it. For three, Holmgren, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Timberwolves. He ends up dropping in 2 from distance, making a difference from long range in this one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Conley and Edwards are the guards. Nas Reed out there with Randall, and it's McDaniels in at the 3. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Here's Edwards. Pass to Reed. Over Williams. Reed misses. And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 9-point game. Minnesota's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. For 3, Holmgren knocks down the 3 ball. Holmgren's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Thunder. Randall left side. Outside Conley. Dort against Edwards. Tries the spin move. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Holmgren's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. On the wing, Gilgeous-Alexander. He has 6. Drops in the tray. Hey, Stan, the last few decades, we've seen the 3 become more and more necessary for offenses. Wondering if you think that's a good thing.
Well, it is, and teams not only understand the value of making a lot of three-point shots, but the threat of the 3 spreads out defenses and actually makes it easier for you to get shots at the rim. So the 3 is absolutely necessary to be a great offensive team in this league.
Quickly, is the arc too close? Should they maneuver that a little bit?
Well, the skill level is really, really high. I like the suggestion of keeping the arc the same all the way around, which would eliminate the corner 3.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Conley on the wing. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Edwards passes to Randall. Out to Edwards. From the arc. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Well, this is why Edwards is a nightmare for defenses. He can drive right through you or pull you apart from range like this.
Offensive rebound. Here's Williams. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Williams has got his first points in this one.
Well, his rebounding is such a boost for this team, especially when it comes on the offensive end.
And it's Williams finishing it off.
And they definitely have the edge in those fast break points.
They got to keep looking for fast break scores to even this game up.
Reed finds Randall. A three. Connects from three-point range. Randall's got 6 points in the quarter.
Yeah, an underrated ball handler. Randall can beat you off the dribble. He keeps pressure on the defense.
And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Minnesota leading by 7. Out to Edwards. Stolen by Dort. 1:14 left to play in the third. From outside the arc. They get it back. Pass to Holmgren. Here's the three. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. Holmgren's got 11 points.
And with that threat of the outside jumper, Holmgren generates space for this offense.
Edwards inside. Defended by Dort. Edwards can't hit. Thunder trailing by 4. Over in the corner, Dort. Takes the three. It's not going to go for him. Timberwolves have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Minnesota's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Edwards, no good.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he couldn't.
Dort passes to Holmgren. Back to Dort. A 3-ball. And Holmgren the bucket on the assist by Dort. Holmgren's got 9 points here in the second half. That will count. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammate.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. So for Oklahoma City right now, Mason Wallace is out there with Alex Caruso. Then it's Williams. Then it's Williams. And it's Carlson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass. And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Yeah, there is no quit in this team. Making up for that slow start with great composure and determination.
Snatched up. Another shot. DiVincenzo kicks to Ingles. Shot clock at 6. Takes a 3. Sinks the triple. Ingles has got himself on the board with 3 there.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Pass to Williams. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Shannon.
You know, and after fighting to get back into it, that was the chance there to tie it up.
Yeah, that could be deflating. They have to lock that in.
And the basket by Ingles.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Here's Carlson. It's deflected. There's the steal. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Launches it. Trains it from beyond the arc. Carlson's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for Oklahoma City. Minnesota leading by 3. Here's Shannon. Just 5 to shoot. And it's Alexander Walker in the corner. And again, Minnesota will turn it over.
Well, that one stings. In a game where every possession counts, he just gave one away.
Mitchell against DiVincenzo. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Wiggins from outside gets it to go from beyond the arc. Wiggins has got it all tied up now for the Thunder.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, he got a good look, and he calmly delivered for them. That's what you like to see.
Good on the triple. Miller's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And that's a bounce-back three, and they're back in the lead.
And here's Mitchell from the arc, and he's good on the 3-ball.
And a cold-blooded triple to calm this crowd down after what looked like a huge three at the other end.
Clark, the pass to Gobert. Clark sets a screen for Gobert. Here's Alexander Walker. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Here's Joe, defended by Alexander Walker. Shoots. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket. Minnesota's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the fourth quarter. Gobert with the screen for DiVincenzo. Kept alive. Pass to Alexander Walker. There's a good screen. The trade. Wiggins with the rebound.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Now Chang. Mitchell outside. Pass to Caruso. To take the lead. No good. Shot missing. Alexander Walker with the ball. Here's Gobert. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, really strong offensive thrust there, but then how about the defense able to negate that attack?
And a tough break as his second attempt at the line. No good. From deep three-point land. Can't knock in the three.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
cringiest defenses in the NBA.
Yeah, these games were a grind to play in. You're fighting for every bucket. So the little things, like an extra possession here or there, those will be huge.
Looking at the starting five for the Boston Celtics. The two Jays, Brown at the 3 and Tatum at the 4. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Porzingis in at the center position. One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades. Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
And when Porzingis can be a third option on a team, he is deadly and efficient, RJ.
We've always seen Porzingis as the guy or as a second option. But when he has elite teammates around him, he really flourishes.
A consistent shot for him. Brown likes the 3.
Pass to Randall. Gobert against Porzingis. Gobert inside. And the layup is good.
Outstanding job converting in close. Gobert understands how to execute around the rim.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
I briefly spoke with Chris Finch. We discussed just how difficult Jason Tatum is to guard and what he wants his team to do against him, and Coach told me he's a very talented and polished player. I told our guys to stay in front of him, don't fall for the pump fakes, play smart and under control. It's easier said than done, but we'll see if they're up to the task. Guys, back to you.
And Allie, thank you for that. McDaniels passes to Gobert. Great D that time from Porzingis. For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Pass to Tatum. Jacks up a 3. That won't go. Misses his first shot of the game.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
And it's good. 2 points.
Yeah, he was able to sneak it to the rim. Had enough room to get just like an easy layup.
Outside Holiday. Tatum against Conley. Leaner from distance. Again, the miss by Boston.
Oh, I can see some miscommunication on defense there very clearly. They were super fortunate it didn't torch them with that mistake.
Tatum against Randall. Outside Edwards. 5 to shoot. Randall on the screen. There's the 3. Edwards can't hit.
And even after airtight defense like that, you still just expect him to hit those kind of shots.
White looking it over. Oh my, came close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
Hey, nice work attracting the foul from deep. He'll shoot 3.
Good on the second one. And he makes all 3.
He's making the most of every trip to the line, providing for his team.
McDaniels passes to Randall. Over Tatum. Porzingis grabs the board. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Celtics. Tatum from long range. That one no good. The Timberwolves trail. Gobert passes to Randall. Gobert against Porzingis. Now here's Gobert. The D's right on him. Good D by Porzingis.
That's their plan, to get him an opportunity to finish in tight. That's a miss they can live with.
Oh, Tatum slams it home.
Terrific lob, and Tatum takes care of the rest. This is how it's done. Those passes dump themselves.
Outside Conley. McDaniels from long range. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Celtics lead by 4. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Every time Tatum finds his shot, he'll take it. He loves to fill it up from range.
To win the run. And it's Anthony Edwards with the three.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Tatum from long range. Rebound, Minnesota.
And the defense dodged one right there. Not the guy you want to leave open.
They grab their own miss. It's Edwards on the wing. He's covered by Holiday. Gobert passes to Edwards. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Substitution on court.
Celtics lead by 4. Outside Tatum. From outside the arc. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so the first quarter is in the books. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, guys, what do you think about the Celtics here in this one?
Give it up for their D. They're battling, communicating, and coming up with key stops.
It's been a group effort, and that's what it takes to play the kind of defense that they've played. Great.
That was unbelievable!
Wow.
Now that is a finish for the ages.
And it's Tatum missing.
It's clear he's totally out of sync. The team needs to rethink its strategy around what to do with him.
Edwards can't hit. The Celtics with the lead. Outside Tatum. Looking to get back on track. Out to Horford. Puts one up from 19. Oh, he still got it. Big Al.
And hey, I mean, Horford can make this shot. Give him any breathing room, and he's always ready to shoot.
Here's Reed. Boston with a rebound. Now the Celtics on the move. Tatum finds Brown. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum. Brown's got 6 points.
Gotta love the confidence. Brown wasting no time firing away.
Among the best in the NBA for a few years now, Jason Tatum. RJ, he's still quite young. How can he get even better?
Oh, he can just get wiser and wiser, and that's what happens with young players. They get to a physical level where they can dominate, but where they get better is mentally. They get mentally stronger as they get into these experiences more.
Three-pointer, Holiday. Edwards pulls it in. Timberwolves trail by 7. And he's going for the lob. The ball's knocked loose. And stolen by Brown. White with it. Randall's in his pocket. And the call will be against Derek White. That's his first foul.
And great job to establish position and square up.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Garza's checked in. The Celtics also with a sub. Cornette's checked in for Horford. For Minnesota, they've gone just 1 of 3 to begin the second quarter. And the call will be against Derek White. That'll be a second foul of the game. Ingles, he's checked in for Garza. Brown against McDaniels. Randall outside. Pass to Edwards. Back to Randall. Rejected by Brown.
Terrific anticipation by Brown, managing to see the shot coming and get ahead of it.
Here's Cornette. Back to Brown. To the middle. Stolen by Ingles. Edwards with it. He's guarded by White. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. All right, Grant, give it to us straight here. What's the deal with star treatment in the NBA, you think?
Star treatment? What is that, B.A.? No, I think some players have a reputation which might help them on 50-50 calls. And you could argue that some players have a reputation that hinders them on the 50-50 calls. So it really just all depends.
And Minnesota making a change here. Miller's checked in. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Brian, Anthony Edwards, his disposition just brightens a locker room. Coach Chris Finch said he's an absolute joy to coach. Always in a great mood with a great smile. It doesn't matter if he plays well or he doesn't. Every day he has the same approach and the same attitude.
And he wants to be great, Allie. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, a shot that Randall has added to his repertoire. Shooting the three with confidence now.
Outside Tatum. They set the pick. That three off target. Had some space there after the pump fake. Miller against White. Out left to the wing. Randall, pass to Miller. Outside McDaniels. And Jaylen Brown gets a whistle that time. That's his first foul.
I have to admit, it's always a tough decision for the ref on the block charge call.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Reed's checked in for Julius Randle. Minot comes in for Miller. And it's Alexander Walker in for McDaniels. And the Celtics also making a change. Pritchard's checked in for White. Here's Pritchard, covered by Alexander Walker. Back to Pritchard. Cornette sets a screen. Offensive board. Outside Holiday. Gets the three ball to go. Holiday's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
With balance and good rhythm, Holiday serves as an effective catch-and-shoot player.
Here's Alexander Walker. Sinks the tray.
You give a shooter of his caliber that much time to seam it up? Oh, yeah, you're done.
On the wing, Holiday. Outside, Brown. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday. Holiday's got 3 assists in the game.
Love the response by Brown, marching right back down and dropping in his own 3.
1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Holiday against Edwards. Pass to Reed. The kick out to Edwards. Shot clock at 6. And there's the lob.
A beautiful setup on the alley-oop.
Great catch, great flush. Here's Holiday. And it's good. Hold up. We're not going to halftime just yet. The officials signaling that they are going to take a look at this replay.
And there's really plenty of time remaining in this game. So
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after this.
Get ready for the big half-court shot. Give me your beat. They're taking it off the shot.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. Jaylen Brown having a dominant impact in this game.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
On the court right now for the Celtics. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. Then it's Jaylen Brown. Then there's Drew Holiday. And it's Shireman in at the 2-guard spot. Brown. Oh, Brown! The hang time is special.
Using his athleticism on the boards, gotta put a body on Brown or this will happen.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
And when you talk about the Boston Celtics last year, they were historically good, Richard.
Yeah, they had the 4th best net rating ever in the history of the game. That's Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, the MJ Bulls, shattered the NBA record for offensive rating at 123.1. They were unreal.
Shireman. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Right side Reed. The kick out to Edwards. The 3. Edwards making it look so easy from deep.
Shooting the 3 with confidence. That's exactly what this team needs from Edwards.
Here's Shireman, guarded by Edwards. Reed with the rebound. Timberwolves trail by 4. Pass to Edwards. Puts up a deep 3. Edwards can't get that one to fall. The Celtics have gotten only 2 of 7 shots to go in the third quarter. And the three-pointer goes. Shireman's got his first 3 points of the game.
The unique perspective of a big. Porzingis has great awareness and the ability to easily find the open man. Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Substitution report.
Davison, the pass to Horford. And the bucket counts, and he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a 3-point play. Walsh is checked in for Boston. Pritchard comes in for Davison. Boston shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. DiVincenzo, pass to Clark. Oh, there's the alley! 3-on-3. Pass to Pritchard. Second half of play here with just under 2.5 minutes passed. Porzingis with a screen on Reed. Lets the 3 fly. Horford can't hit. And so Gobert will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 6-point game. And here's Clark for 3. They get it back. The Celtics have gotten only 4 of 10 shots to fall so far in the third. Again, the miss by Boston. Minnesota's gone 2 of 6 from downtown here in the second half. Ooh, once again, off the mark by Minnesota. Boston leading by 6. Oh, they get a hand on it. Stolen by Reed. For 3, DiVincenzo. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And you know he's tough on the glass. Easy money there for Gobert.
To the left side wing. Here's Hauser. Clark covers. And stolen by Clark. Third quarter of basketball here. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Reed for 3. Drains the triple. Reed's got 6 points in the quarter.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Well, the Timberwolves are one of the biggest teams in the association, and Coach Chris Finch said, quote, "That's how we're built. It's part of our identity. That's what we have to lean into. We want to be big at the rim and force our size on opponents." Ryan, he loves to see other teams hesitant to venture into the paint.
Hearing footsteps, right? Allie, thanks. So they take the lead.
Great teamwork on that drive. Punctuated by a strong finish.
Yeah, that's nice execution, running with purpose and creating an easy scoring opportunity off the break.
Here's Hauser. Pass to Horford. The 3 ball. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. And they're dialed in offensively.
Sure are. Staying in attack mode and at the same time playing under control.
Clark outside. Clock at 6. Launches a 3. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Again, the miss by Boston. And here's Clark for 3. That shot is off. We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've still got a close one. It's Minnesota. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And just a selfless decision from your 2-guard, showing his ability to get his teammates good looks.
We talk a lot about playing for one another. Right there with the pass, he's demonstrated what it means to do exactly this.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. We've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Julius Randle out there with Jaden McDaniels. Then there's Rudy Gobert, and it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Outside, Alexander-Walker fires the 3, knocks it down from distance. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
No hesitation from the big man, Randall. I mean, this is how confident of a shooter he is.
Here's Pritchard. Pass to Hauser. And Dante DiVincenzo is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Here's Pritchard. There's a screen. Craig passes to White. Just 5 on the clock. Craig with it. Now guarded by McDaniels. Craig no good.
And the defense was right on him there. Nice contest.
For 3, DiVincenzo. Boston pulls it in. Porzingis has got rebound number 8 now. Here's Pritchard. DiVincenzo covering. Back to Craig. Here's Porzingis. Yep, right through the net.
So smooth off the catch. Porzingis is excellent at judging when to take quick shots.
For 3, DiVincenzo. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. DiVincenzo's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Pass to Pritchard. Over to the wing. Tipped. Randall with a steal. And here we go. The Timberwolves on the run. McDaniels. That's good. Now it's a 5-point Minnesota lead. All right, guys, a breakdown here of the hustle stats for Minnesota.
They've been defending with excellent anticipation all game long. Just look at how many times they've managed to get their hands on the ball.
And they've also been so active defensively, getting deflections, forcing turnovers, and scoring off of them.
Gobert passes to McDaniels. Fires from deep. And Craig pulls it down. Celtics trail by 5. Outside White. Pass to Pritchard. And here's Porzingis. Porzingis putting the size to work.
Oh, my. Huge play from Porzingis. A testament to the competitiveness that he plays with.
Pritchard. And it's Boston scoring again.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period.
Pass to McDaniels. 6 to shoot. Back to Randall. There's the triple. Hits the trifecta. Randall's got 6 in the quarter.
ICE. He has absolute ice in his veins. This guy, he lives for these moments.
The 3 is up. On target from range.
That's a clutch shot by a big-time shooter. And where's the D?
DiVincenzo. Pass to Alexander Walker. Randall against Craig. Pass to DiVincenzo. Back to Randall. Right side, Alexander Walker. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. Over Craig. The shot by Alexander Walker, no good. A critical possession with time winding down.
Yep, this is their moment.
Over to the left wing. Here's Hauser. Offensive board. DiVincenzo against White. Pass to Hauser, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touch by Randall.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
Reed's checked in for the Timberwolves. Jaylen Brown, he's checked in for Boston. Drew Holiday comes in for Pritchard. And Drew Holiday gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game. Some changes for Minnesota. Gobert's checked in for Reed. Anthony Edwards comes in for Alexander Walker. And Mike Conley is subbed in for DiVincenzo. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. Conley with the ball, picked up by Tatum. Edwards against White. It falls!
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
Here's Holiday. The kick to Tatum. Back to Holiday to tie it up. And buries it from deep. Oh, an enormous three-pointer. And Chris Finch has called timeout. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys.
And you've got to be perfectly in sync on that one.
Yeah, that's a tough play to convert. And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. And Coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. What's the best strategy for him?
And this comes down to whether they want to go for a 3 to win or send it to overtime with the 2. Either way, it's got to happen off this inbound pass.
Holiday from long range. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot attempt falls offline. All right, Allie, thank you.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. And I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. And it's Holiday in a point guard. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Offensive rebound. They shoot again. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
Oh, nice job there from Holmgren. His guys appreciate when they're open, he gets them the ball.
Pass to Tatum. Leaner from distance. Rebound by Williams.
I'm not sure if family and friends are here in the stands tonight, but he wanted to show that one off. Fading away on the shot was absolutely not necessary.
Now here's Williams. The fader. Good on the three-point shot.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want.
Here's Porzingis. Pass to Holiday. Shot clock at 5. Over in the corner, Brown. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with them.
First team foul.
Holmgren against Tatum. It's another look. Holmgren at the elbow. Over Tatum. Holmgren gets the bucket.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
The kick out to Tatum to end the run. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Hartenstein's got his 4th rebound in this one. Williams outside. Porzingis with the rebound. Boston off to a slow start. Looking for their first basket of the game.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
From deep three-point territory, Hartenstein can't get it to go. Celtics trail by 7. Brown kicks to Holiday. Quite a screen on Hartenstein. Holiday gets the bucket.
That's a beautiful shot there for Drew. Defenses have to account for Drew Holiday out there behind the arc.
And a wide open look for Gilgeous-Alexander. Hits the three-point bomb. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 5.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
That's what makes Tatum so dangerous. Offensively, he doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective.
Dort with the ball, and Holiday picks him up defensively.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Got to hold firm, or you're going to get a call.
Pass to Tatum. Three-pointer. Here's Brown. Out to Porzingis. Goes back up. Back to Brown. 6 to shoot. Porzingis against Hartenstein. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
Well, one of the better shooters we've seen over 7 feet as Porzingis able to knock down a distant shot.
Williams, that's for 2. Stolen by Holiday. Outside Tatum. Fires the 3. Here's Porzingis. Left side Brown. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
Count that one for Dort.
The size and skill of Dort is pretty unique. Could be really effective at any position on the floor.
And here's Tatum for 3. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Tatum's got his second bucket of the game to go. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Boston trailing. Outside Tatum. Out to White. The tray. No good on the last second attempt there. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. And it's Porzingis in at the 5 spot. Shots good by Williams.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open 3 when he's got it.
In recent years, Brent, we've seen Oklahoma City turn into a contender simply by developing their own young talent.
Yep, blocks on sticks, on bricks, on blocks, and that's what they've done. They have not signed a free agent, big-name guy. They built from within. They built an incredible roster by drafting well and fostering the growth of these young players, along with a coach who has given them a lot of belief. It's been pretty magical in OKC.
Now here's Porzingis after the miss from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And the rejection by Holmgren.
Long 7-1 with that 7'6" wingspan. Holmgren can alter a block just about every shot in his vicinity.
Tatum's shot is off. The Thunder with the lead, and now a fast break for the Thunder. Holmgren can't hit.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
From deep, Williams. And here is Holmgren. Cans the shot from the wing.
And, guys, you can't allow Holmgren to gain confidence from the mid-range. He'll burn you when you give him those looks.
Here's Tatum. Outside Holiday. Tatum kicks to Holiday. Pass to Brown. Fires for 3. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 4 assists in the game. Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D. Gilgeous-Alexander sets the screen for Dort. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Holiday, a screen on Dort. Tatum, no good. Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Greg, you know this. Good coaches give their players confidence. But what's the balance there between affirmation and accountability?
Well, when you believe in a player, that also comes with expectations. So a coach has to boost them up and also demand that they deliver.
And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Boston's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. From the stripe, the shot by Holiday, no good.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Williams. Here's Porzingis, the fast break chance. On the wing, Brown. Pass to Tatum. Williams against Holiday. From deep. Holiday with another miss.
Well, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Brown with the bucket.
And this is what the team wants JB to do. Punish defenses that don't respect him from the corner.
And here's Gilgeous-Alexander outside. Good D by Holiday.
Well, he wanted to return the favor there for that last three, but it just wasn't in the cards.
Porzingis kicks to Tatum. Second shot opportunity. Over in the corner, Brown. Just 5 to shoot. It's stolen by Dort. Nobody near Williams. It's good from long range. Williams has got a pair of triples in the second now for Oklahoma City. Here's Holiday. Makes a big high bounce and goes in. Holiday's got it all tied up now for Boston.
Really nice balance, good base, solid rhythm. Holiday can be effective when he's got that kind of stuff from the mid-range going.
Pass to Williams. Taken away by Holiday. Outside Tatum. Back to Brown. And finished off by Brown.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Boston on top, leading by just 2. And for 2K Sports, we'll be back here at Paycom Center right after this. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. One of the stories here, Jalen Williams getting it done today.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
The 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Holmgren and Hartenstein. Gilgeous-Alexander runs things with Dort to his side. And it's Williams at the 3. And that's who Mark Daignault starts the second half. From deep three-point land. And the Thunder another 3.
How smooth was that as Gilgeous-Alexander just rising up that time. Great pace.
Brent, there can't be any question now that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has arrived as an NBA superstar.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, you finish in the top 3 of MVP voting. That is a stamp of approval. SGA, one of the more feared players in the game, and this guy is on his way.
Here's Dort, and a great assist by Gilgeous-Alexander as that one goes in. Dort's got 5.
You size up the D, sometimes you take a little bit of an extra count, and Dort did it that time.
Davison can't hit. Oklahoma City leading by 4. Williams scanning the floor. Pass to Holmgren. Williams sets a screen for Holmgren. This one for 3. It's hauled in by Brown. Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. Holmgren against Tatum. Hartenstein with the screen on Tatum. Holmgren. On the wing, Gilgeous-Alexander. Knocked loose, and it's out of bounds to the Thunder as Oklahoma City retains possession. Williams, he's checked in for the Thunder. Boston making a switch here. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Clock at 6. Gilgeous-Alexander, and he's open. The Thunder with another miss.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Sinks the three-pointer.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
And here's Gilgeous-Alexander outside. The kick out to Williams. Hartenstein with the screen on Horford. Williams can't get it to go. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. Three-pointer connects from three-point range. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Thunder. Here's Pritchard. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. There's 1:59 left here in the third quarter. Puts up a deep three. Boston grabs the miss. Fires from deep. Offensive rebound. Pass to Pritchard. Out to White. Lets it go with a three. Buries it from three-point range. White's got 6.
Zero defense. You can't let a good shooter have the wide open three.
Hartenstein with the screen for Dort. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. And the Thunder lead by 4.
Well, if you're looking for a 3-and-D player, Dort plays D, and there's your 3.
Here's Pritchard. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Here's Hauser. And the Celtics another 3.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Williams for 3. Rebounded by Hauser.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that. And that's a bad miscue. And you can't give up looks like that all game long.
A shot by Pritchard, no good. And stolen by Horford. For the lead, Thunder with the rebound. Williams has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pass to Dort. A steal.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy. Well, you throw it Al's way, he gets that opportunity, and he takes care of the rest.
Williams for 3. That one doesn't go. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Celtics. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed. And you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Well, sometimes that's what can separate some of the best players, not just creating for yourself, but creating for others as well.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. They've got Torrey Craig. And it's Shireman in at the shooting guard. Now here's Caruso. Takes a 3. Here's Jones. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. Holiday with the 3. Again, the miss by the Celtics. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. And that one's good, Caruso. Caruso's got himself on the board with 3 there. Guys, what a game. 8 lead changes here.
And don't be surprised if it comes down to the last possession.
Pass to Shireman. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. And the Celtics lead by 1.
How about Jrue Holiday? Unselfish, team-first player. Love that from the guard position.
Caruso, no good. And so Holiday will bring it up for Boston. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. From outside, off the mark. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Here's Dort. Off target from three-point range. Boston has gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Pass to Shireman. High, arcing shot. Just 4 to shoot. Holiday inside the line. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Holiday's got the lead up to 3 now for the Celtics. Jones for 3. Rebounded by the Celtics. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Here's Shireman. Out left to the wing. A three ball. Holiday with another miss.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
They get it back. Jones, the pass to Wiggins. From the arc. Rebounded by Hauser.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
Here's Keita. There's the screen. Shireman knocks down the three ball. Now it's a 6-point Celtic lead.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
And that one's good, Caruso.
Absolutely essential that they come right back and answer with that three of their own. And this gets the crowd energized.
Holiday gets the bucket.
Crushing blow to the host right there. I mean, they were in this game for what felt like only a second before instantly giving that three-pointer.
Joe can't get it to go. Here are the Celtics with the ball. They're on an 11-3 run. Shireman can hit.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
And the offense has just operated really smoothly here in the open floor.
They've done very, very well in transition. The problems have come in other areas, which is why they're trailing.
Here's Shireman. Pass to Keita. Here's Hauser. Caruso grabs the miss. The Thunder shooting about 33%. Not happy with their play on that end. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
Right spot, not blinding the lights for Dort. Ready for the moment. He took advantage.
Holiday out to the wing. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Jones. Chet Holmgren comes in for Wiggins. Williams, he's checked in for Alex Caruso. And Shea Gilgeous-Alexander subbed in for Isaiah Cho. It's stolen by Hartenstein. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Picked up by Brown. Hartenstein with the screen on Brown.
Remember that one, guys, a difference maker.
I'm wondering, is that the biggest shot of the game?
Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. From past the arc. And Boston with the rebound. Porzingis kicks to Holiday. And here's Brown outside. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot. No good. So a close game sees Oklahoma City taking this one.
two titans clashing in this one.
Oh, my. B.A., I mean, there's no shortage of stars on either side of the ball. These tend to be statement games, sending a message by imposing their will.
So the opening lineup for the Timberwolves. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's Conley in at the 1. McDaniels from long range. Hartenstein pulls it in. And so it's Gilgeous-Alexander with it. He brings it up for Oklahoma City. And it's Holmgren missing. Randle against Hartenstein. Randle, the pass to McDaniels. Knocks down the triple.
Attacking right away. McDaniels wasting no time there.
Oklahoma City has gone 0 for 2 from outside. A nice shot by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Tremendous range. I mean, that'll stretch a defense thin.
Minnesota has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. And Mike Conley picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
And Gilgeous-Alexander missing. This past offseason, OKC decided to move on from their former first-round pick, Josh Giddey.
Yeah, the 6th overall pick in 2021. Giddey is a talented player with good upside, but fit is so important in the NBA, and the Thunder knew his talents would be better suited elsewhere. And great awareness. Holmgren's so good at reading the movement of his teammates, a very heady passer for a big man.
From deep, Conley. Doesn't go, and he's 0 for 1 from the floor. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 for 5 here in the first. Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D. And the sweet roll that time on the rim. That one falls. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 5 points.
And such a clever player in pick and rolls. Gilgeous-Alexander is unpredictable and understands how to attack defenses.
The kick out to Conley. Will it go? Driving in. He got a piece of it. Williams passes to Holmgren. Edwards pulls it in. For Minnesota, they've gone 1 of 5 to start things off. Back to Conley. The floater. Good work defensively by Gilgeous-Alexander. Oklahoma City leading by 5. Dort outside. Rebound Minnesota.
Good shot, gone bad. Gotta finish there.
Edwards for 3. Oklahoma City grabs a miss. Hartenstein's got 4 rebounds now. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
I had a chance to catch up with Mark Dagnall. I asked him about Julius Randle and why he's so hard to stop. Coach said it's the ball handling, the spin moves, and the ability to finish against length. They want to try to force him right and to take him out of his rhythm. Something many teams have tried, but few have accomplished, guys.
Appreciate the report, Allie. DiVincenzo, he's checked in for the Timberwolves.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Back to Edwards. Outside, DiVincenzo. Clock at 4. To stop the drought. He drops it from range.
And the three-point shot of DiVincenzo is dangerous. Defense cannot allow him to get airspace from there.
And Anthony Edwards has stated that his goal is to ultimately surpass Michael Jordan.
Hey, look, that is a lofty goal to run after. I don't know if he'll catch him, but I like the fact that he's ambitious enough and confident enough to put it out there. His ability speaks for itself. This guy's a star already, and his star continues to shine. His work ethic and confidence give me belief that he's going to have a chance to at least get close to that. We know about 25 years ago, there was a guy named Kobe Bryant who sought to do something similar to what MJ did, and he got pretty close to matching it.
Come on, man. If SGA is hitting that, it's good night.
Pass to Randle. Gobert with a screen on Holmgren. For three, Randall. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Timberwolves trail by 3. Here's Edwards. Here's Gobert. Ooh, it's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Holmgren. Here's the three. No good. Would have counted had it gone. 1 quarter in the books. And it's been a close one. Oklahoma City. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Thunder.
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
They've also displayed a real unselfishness as a team, moving the basketball well, sharing the rock, and giving everybody a chance to participate in the offense.
On the court for the Timberwolves, Conley and Ant are the 1 and the 2. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle, and it's McDaniels in at the 3.
Fearless drive by Edwards, taking the ball right into the defense and finishing strong.
Right side, Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Williams. Fade away. Randle pulls down the board.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Clark with Minnesota being a major player in the West now. Wolves Nation is howling.
Howling and growling, B.A. That's the name of their fan base. And yeah, they're excited. And for good reason. Not only is this team competitive, but they can be downright dominant at times, especially at the defensive end of the floor. Easy group to cheer for.
Now here's Randle. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. Williams against McDaniels. From downtown, and Dort is good for 3. Dort's got 6.
Yes, such a smart player. Jalen Williams making people around him better.
McDaniels from long range. Williams grabs the board, knocks it loose. Thunder leading by 4. Pass to Williams. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Up and over Conley. And Gilgeous-Alexander gets it to go on the assist from Williams.
And Gilgeous-Alexander understands this team wants him to be aggressive on offense. Love watching him go to work.
Knocks down the long J.
Love to see that kind of activity. He just makes things happen.
Williams on the wing, defended by Gobert. From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. Dort outside. Williams with the screen. The shot by Dort, no good.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Ooh, Edwards with style and authority.
Oh, doctor. Oh, my goodness, Anthony Edwards. Throwing it down with force. Get this guy in the dunk contest.
And that one's good. Holmgren.
As a big, unless you're a dedicated rim runner, have to be some kind of threat from distance.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, Chet Holmgren said, quote, "It's exciting to have this sort of success early on because it's just rare for young teams. But at the same time, we cannot let it distract us from how much better we have to get. Hopefully, we have a long runway together to figure things out." Brian?
A chance for great things, Allie. Thanks for that. Now, here's Williams. Out of bounds, the Timberwolves will take it. Well, Clark, playing time is so difficult to come by. So what's the best way to stay ready if you're on the end of the bench?
Yeah, that's a good question, B. I never experienced that as a starter in the short career that I had in the NBA. With all the travel, I think you just got to make a commitment to get in the extra work between the few practices that you have. So it's really being self-motivated as an individual to be professional and anticipate that you're going to be ready if your number's called.
Ahead, and he's going for the oop here. Conley passes to Randle. Inside. Oh, Edwards soars in to finish the lob.
Explosive play in the air by Edwards, and perfectly timed, too, for the alley-oop slam.
Carlson can't get it to go. And here's Minnesota now. They're on a 13-3 run. From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. And that one goes. He's shooting 5 of 9 in this one.
Not sure what the defense was thinking. I mean, you can't leave this guy open from deep.
To the middle. Here's Reed. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Randall's got 3 assists in the game. The 3 from Holmgren. Oh, the Thunder, another 3.
A superb three-point threat. When Holmgren is knocking down triples, he's hard to contain.
Conley passes to Reed. Outside for Randall. On the wing, Alexander Walker. Outside Conley. Pass to Edwards. Conley, a screen on Williams. Edwards looking it over. Outside, Alexander Walker. Outside Edwards. Got it off in time. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And the first half comes to a close in a tie game. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fans half-court shot. Draw. They're measuring up the shot.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. You know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been exceptional here, guys.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Some serious height in the middle. Holmgren, the 4, Hartenstein, the 5. Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2. And it's Williams in at the 3. That's the group from Mark Daigneault starting the second half. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Let's go with a 3. And another 3 for Oklahoma City.
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence.
Yeah, I'd be confident too. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you're stacking up threes the way he is, I mean, he's doing all his work from behind the arc.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander fires from deep. SGA from distance.
Oh, that's a sweet move, guys. That's how you humiliate someone on the court.
Boy, that was quite a move, an ankle breaker for sure. And then he calmly knocked down the shot. Well done.
And something that makes SGA so dangerous on offense is elite drive and kick ability.
Yeah, you have to load towards him when he comes off a high pick. He just draws so much attention and can find another cutter or spot-up shooter. He has so much gravity to his game. Using his size to full advantage, he beats everyone to the ball.
That's tipped. And here we go, the Timberwolves on the run. Rejected by Holmgren.
And you can't forget about Holmgren's reach, especially when he's nearby on defense.
Edwards, a pass to Conley. Clock at 6. Edwards, a screen on Dort. To the left side wing. Out of bounds. Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession.
Great read to get a hand in there and disrupt the play.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Williams is checked in for Chet Holmgren. Gilgeous-Alexander from outside. They get it again. And Dante DiVincenzo is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. So for Oklahoma City, Wiggins comes in for Williams. And it's Caruso in for Williams. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And here's Caruso outside. Garza grabs the board.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in most possessions.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Dort. Some changes for Minnesota. Reed's checked in for Garza, and Minot subbed in for Miller. DiVincenzo, pass to Conley. Down low. Oh, got a piece of it. Wiggins with a steal. To the inside. And Hartenstein slams it in.
You can tell Dort keeps his options open when he has the ball. He'll set up another guy if he can.
Here's Minot. And he drives in. And that one is stuffed right through.
Outstanding move in the lane. Just enjoy that one at home, folks.
No doubt, with some huge elevation on the finish.
Boy, the defender might have to put his shoes back on after that move. Wow.
Grant, how about the rise of OKC in just 2 years, transforming from a 24-win team to the top seed?
Incredible, B.A. The Thunder drafted well and gave those picks lots of playing time. Plus, they made some fantastic trades. And of course, don't forget, OKC still has a boatload of picks.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
When it comes to winning big, basketball acumen is the difference. LeBron James said, quote, in the final 2 rounds of the playoffs, what's going to separate teams is IQ. There's moments in the game that a coach can't prepare you for, where you have to make adjustments right away. It's not experience, it's IQ.
He would know, Allie. Thanks. So for Oklahoma City, Williams is checked in for Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Wallace in for Dort. The Timberwolves also with a sub. McDaniels checked in. And here's Caruso outside. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Clark finds DiVincenzo from the arc. The kick out to Conley. Outside McDaniels. Second shot opportunity. The shot by Conley, no good. Thunder leading by 11. It's tipped. To the paint. Wiggins outside. Wallace right side. Pass to Caruso. Back to Wallace. 5 to shoot. Jacks up a 3. Drains the triple. And the Thunder lead by 14.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Boy, it's been a 3-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Now here's McDaniels. He's got 6. Reed sets a screen. Conley on the attack. McDaniels against Wiggins. From the baseline. Minnesota again missing. Outside, Williams lets the 3 fly. He can't get that one to fall. And so it's Oklahoma City up 14 as we wrap up the quarter. Really mucking it up on defense. Active hands, multiple efforts, forcing turn. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. On the court for the Timberwolves, we've got McDaniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Mike Conley. Then there's Rudy Gobert, and it's Reed in at the power forward position.
Sharp recognition that time by Conley. Tell you what, he always makes the right play.
Fires the 3. Hartenstein, no good.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Conley on the attack. Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard. McDaniels against Caruso. 3-pointer off the mark.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Pushing it up the floor. Here comes Oklahoma City. The Thunder with another miss. Timberwolves trail by 15. Gobert with it. Guarded now by Mitchell. Back to Daniels. The 3. Sends it home from 3-point land.
If you want the title of 3-and-D player, you've got to make threes. McDaniels has really worked on that shot.
Here's Joe. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. For Minnesota, they've gone 2 of 3 to open the 4th quarter. Alexander Walker with the bucket.
They're doing the job on both ends, getting stops and attacking offensively.
You know, it's taken a big run, but they were able to get back into this one. Very impressive. No quitting these guys.
From outside the arc, Hartenstein pulls it in. Hartenstein's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Joe misses. And here's Minnesota now. They've gone on an 8-0 run. McDaniels from long range fires in the triple.
And his perimeter shooting might be the key to trimming their deficit.
I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, as long as he keeps knocking them down, they might as well keep going back to the well. No reason to let it run dry. Keep firing that thing.
Here's Joe. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. And the Thunder lead by 9.
It's turned into a showdown here. Dueling from distance.
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
Reed, good.
And they're on a big run to make this game interesting. Can't let up now.
I think they will. I mean, they're close enough to taste it. So they're going to keep that pressure on and keep coming at it.
There's a screen by Jang. And here's Caruso outside. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Reed's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Pass to Alexander Walker. Back to Daniels from behind the arc. And his 5th basket. Now 5 for 8. Looking comfortable out there.
Jaden McDaniels, what a moment. Huge bucket there.
Jang passes to Mitchell. Outside Joe. 3-pointer. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Reed's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. The kick out to Conley. There's a screen to tie it up. Hartenstein pulls it in. Hartenstein's got the glass covered here tonight. That's 11 boards for him. Oh, nice shot by Mitchell.
His three-point shot looks so pure. The defense allowing him to get comfortable out there.
McDaniels from long range. Oklahoma City grabs a miss. 17 points was their biggest margin. Here's Jang. On the wing, Caruso. Covered by Alexander Walker. Outside Joe. Stolen by Conley. Outside McDaniels. Off the mark there with a 3. Here's Oklahoma City now. 6-point game. Joe knocks it down from distance.
Good play call and good execution. The offense running on all cylinders.
Outside, Alexander Walker. He shoots. Ooh, and once again, off the mark by Minnesota. In transition from deep. And there's Caruso. That one's good. On the assist from Hartenstein.
And guys, that's got to be the dagger. This is how you finish a game.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
Reed can't hit. Fires from way outside. Caruso misses. And so it's the Thunder taking care of business. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. Thank you for joining us. That'll
to be a low-scoring affair.
But it should be an entertaining one, Kevin. And if you're a fan of high-intensity, high-energy defense, there's a lot to love about this matchup.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Conley and Edwards are the guards. Julius Randle is out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's McDaniels in at the small forward position.
Boy, the quickness off the dribble drive by Anthony Edwards. Being able to put it on the deck, so important.
Tatum wide open. He fires one. Offline with his three. Lobbed up there for Edwards. And Edwards with the stuff.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. White finds Holiday. White setting the pick for Holiday. White against Edwards. Over in the corner, Porzingis bangs home the trifecta.
Well, this is where Porzingis thrives. He is shot ready on the catch.
The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And when Porzingis goes to work inside, Doris, there are not a lot of answers for his size.
We know, Kevin, obviously, that post-ups become less and less a part of the game, but still an important one opportunistically. And you talk about efficiency in the post, that is Kristaps Porzingis. But not only that, the mid-range game is there, the three-point game is there, and the defense is there.
Here's Gobert, following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Edwards. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. And it's 6 points for Anthony Edwards. Tatum passes to White. Tatum setting the pick for White. Here's Porzingis. Back to White. Takes the three. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
He's not always assertive on the catch, but Derek White rise and fire from three-point, and it is on target.
Edwards inside. White covering. Edwards can't hit.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And it's Brown missing. For Minnesota, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip.
If you try something like that, you better be sure to complete it.
Outside Tatum. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Oh, how easy it is to get off your feet. How about the spring from Jason Tatum?
Randle from outside. The rebound by Jason Tatum. Here's Boston now. They're on a 10-2 run here. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thank you very much. Jaden McDaniels has become an X factor for the Wolves. Mike Conley says, we know what he does defensively, but the offense that he can bring for us balances our unit. It's much needed. Guys tend not to think of him as an offensive player, but he does have that in his game. Kevin?
But I love the reference to an X factor. He definitely is that. All right, David, thank you. And it's White missing.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Holiday against Edwards. Knocks it loose. Taken away by Holiday. Left side Tatum. For the three. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Edwards. Conley with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. So they take the lead.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Here's Brown, and the dunk by Brown.
This guy's so dangerous on the drive, and if Brown has an opportunity to finish strong, there's going to be no doubt.
Edwards kicks to Conley. Gobert with a screen on Brown. Here's McDaniels. They get it back. Out to Edwards. Tries again. And finished off by Edwards.
How about Anthony Edwards, the bounce? Go ahead, Ant.
The Celtics have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Brown with the bucket. Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
Yeah, and that number should easily top double figures before it's over.
Now here's Conley. Scoreless thus far. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Edwards looking it over. 4 on the shot clock. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
And he's good on the second. Here's Holiday. Tatum way outside. Misses the deep three-point attempt. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Celtics lead by... And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Boston?
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
And the other thing I love, how they're making the extra pass. They're not settling for the first shot. They're going from good to great.
White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. And it's Holiday in at the point guard position. That's the Boston Five. Mike Conley was drafted, Doris, back in 2007. And somehow, someway, he's gone his whole career without receiving a technical foul. Heck, you and I have received technical fouls over here, but not him on the floor.
Kevin, that is an impressive feat, and it's also probably why he's won the NBA Sportsmanship Award more than anyone else in the history of the league, and why we will never win it.
The Celtics with the lead. Tatum with it. Now defended by Randall. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. They'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why.
And we talk about Derek White, Doris. How impressive has his rise been?
Kevin, it's been both impressive and sometimes feels improbable. He was not highly recruited. There were no expectations on him when he arrived in the NBA. This guy has turned himself into one of the premier defenders from the guard spot, an excellent shot blocker, and so rock steady as a ball handler on the offensive end.
Now here is Holiday. The kick out to Brown. And finished off by Brown.
Look out below. Jaylen Brown off his feet in a hurry.
Timberwolves trail by 5. Gobert down low. White on it. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. Takes it inside.
Incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. Tatum no good.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drive or get it to an open teammate.
Near the three-point line, it's Edwards. Good on the jump shot. Now just a 1-point Celtic lead.
Anthony Edwards has got his rhythm, and he's got a well-rounded offensive game. Look out.
And Holiday kicks to White. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 3 assists now in this one. Edwards against White. Timberwolves with a fresh shot clock. It's stolen by White. And pushing it up, here's Boston. And then Brown with the dunk.
Boy, you get a real glimpse of the explosiveness of Jaylen Brown. What a big-time finish.
You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you've got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future. You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
A pass to Porzingis. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
At that size, Porzingis doesn't have to travel far to get above the cup. That is a nice finish.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right. You could see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus.
Boston making a switch here. Horford's checked in. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Minnesota. Alexander Walker comes in for Edwards. And that's a foul called on Naz Reid. That's his first foul. Boston making a switch here. Hauser's checked in. And a change for the Timberwolves. DiVincenzo's checked in. Fires top of the key. And it's White missing.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And Randle throws it down.
This guy is so quick. Julius Randle finishes with a pretty dunk.
Reid against Horford. Outside Tatum. No good with the triple. Timberwolves trail by 6. Randle right side. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake. Over in the corner, White. Got a piece of it, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. And some changes here for the Celtics. Luke Cornett, he's checked in for Tatum. And it's Pritchard in for Derek White. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Randle. Here's Cornett.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard. Conley with the screen on Horford. Back to Ingles. That's in there. Conley with the assist.
Now, this is where Joe Ingles is gifted at realizing when he should go up with it. Really good timing on that shot.
There's the pick. Throws it up high. Stolen by Reid. The shot will not fall. And so it's Boston with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've got, thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
That first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape. Was just destroying the rim.
Yeah, this guy plays fast, he's aggressive, and if you let him get to the cup, there is nothing that you can do about it.
So on the floor for Minnesota, they've got Dante DiVincenzo. Miller is out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Conley, and it's Reid in at the center position.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Garza. His 3-pointers off the mark. Celtics leading by 6. Holiday, the pass to Hauser. Here's Pritchard. Good on the triple. Pritchard's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Celtics. Greg, we know about the Euro step, but is the decel the next move that's getting more notice?
I think it is, Kevin, and you can see players have quickly incorporated that into their arsenal. It's been fun to watch, man, and I tell you, it creates some uncomfortable situations.
Timberwolves trail by 11. Here's Alexander Walker from downtown. And Boston with the rebound.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the 3. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
Cuts off the pass. Down low. Here we go. All alone. And Reid throws it down.
There's a reason Mike Conley's teammates love playing with him. If you're open, I promise he'll find you.
Pass to Hauser. And here is Horford. Tipped away. DiVincenzo with it. And it's Horford picking him up. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Reid against Horford. Launches a 3. Reid misses. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for Boston. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. No good on the three.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it. Wow, you don't see him left alone very often, and of course, he makes good use of it.
Pritchard passes to Holiday. Nifty move. In the corner, Horford with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They grab their own miss. Here's Queta. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
Alexander Walker passes to Conley. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Reed misses.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Timberwolves making a switch here. 1:41 left to play here in the third. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. So both teams changing it up here. Timberwolves trail by 8. At the elbow, Edwards. Off target at the rim.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Here's Cornette. The kick out to Brown. Here's Davison. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements.
Boy, what a good-looking stroke. Ready on the catch, Anthony Edwards. That jumper is nice.
Davison, the pass to Cornette. Here's Davison. Beyond the arc. Drains it from beyond the arc. Davison's got his first 3 points of the game.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Cornette kicks to Brown. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Both teams will make substitutions. Celtics leading by 10. Tatum with it. Trying to find Porzingis. Gets it to him. The kick out to Tatum. Porzingis sets the pick for Tatum. It's up a 3. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here he goes.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. And so it's Boston in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. The guards are Pritchard and White. And it's Porzingis in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the Boston 5.
Well, Jason Tatum with the answer from 3. That's how you stop an opponent's momentum.
3-pointer, Randall. A rebound by the Celtics. Porzingis has got 6 rebounds in the game. Pritchard passes to Porzingis. White with it. Now defended by Gobert. Back to Porzingis. Drives to the hoop. Shot clock at 3. There's Brown with the 3. The shot off that time. Great D that time from Edwards. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. There's the three. Here's Gobert. Bricks the dunk off the deceptive pump fake. Here's Pritchard. Rebound, Minnesota. Here's DiVincenzo. Uses the glass to finish the lane. Got a piece of it. Floats it up for Randall. And that one is off.
And he saw the play develop, but the pass just wasn't there.
It was a really good play.
That was worth the price of admission.
We've got to get this guy in the dunk contest. Jaylen Brown taking flight with that insane athleticism.
DiVincenzo passes to Edwards. Randall is screen on White. And here's Edwards from the arc. 5 to shoot. Second chance shot. A beautiful finish inside by Ant.
That's where patience pays off for Anthony Edwards. The clock is dwindling, but he's keeping his poise.
Here's Brown. There's the drive.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Three-pointer, Randall. Nailed from three-point land.
Julius Randle under tremendous pressure with the big bucket.
Boston leading by 5. And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Drew Holiday is checked in for Boston. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for the Timberwolves.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Brown deciding where to go with it. Rebound, Minnesota. Gobert's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Randall kicks to Edwards. Randall with a screen for Edwards. Edwards with another miss.
You've got to find a way to get yourself going in some other way because hoisting from 3 is not the answer.
And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Well, Jason Tatum has worked hard to fill out his frame. It's not going to bother him that you're bringing a level of physicality.
Edwards dishes to Randall. Gobert with a screen on Tatum. No one near Randall as he lets it go. A three-pointer is right on target.
And you talk about getting back into the game, folks. 3 is better than 2.
And you don't need to tell him that. He's used the three-point shot as his primary weapon today.
There's Tatum. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Jaden McDaniels.
Tatum has worked very hard to improve his finishing game, and that includes sometimes taking contact and earning a trip to the foul line.
Driving inside. McDaniels kicks to Edwards. Randall with a screen for Edwards. Off target with his 3.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. You've got to have better shot selection.
Boy, whenever Gobert is out there, he will make you think about shooting near the rim. This guy's such a good shot blocker.
And so it's Boston with it. Outside Holiday. And it's off from three-point range. Three-pointer, Randall. Tatum pulls it down. 2 points here might be all the cushion they need.
You would think so. This game is theirs for the taking.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. The Timberwolves working the ball around. Kept alive. And Gobert kicks to McDaniels. Lets the 3 fly. Good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
That's one of those clutch shots he's known for. When the pressure is high, he seems to be the most locked in.
Knocked away. Stolen by McDaniels. That's a 2 from Randall. Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime. And so it's Boston scraping by with the win. Thank you.
excellent on the defense.
Yeah, and Brian, look, there's two hallmarks of great defensive teams. Obviously effort, you can't do anything without it, but also communication. The best defensive teams communicate well, and it's what connects all five guys on the floor.
And a wise coach once said, defense wins championships.
I would say defense and offense win championships. You need both.
A look at the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Some serious height in the middle. Holmgren, the 4, Hartenstein, the 5. Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2. And it's Williams in at the 3. And he's headed to the line for 2. He gets the whistle there.
Tricky move by Brown inside, making sure he gets the whistle and completes his motion.
And both free throws good for Brown. The Thunder have gone 0 for 3 from the floor to begin this one. Dort, the pass to Holmgren. The kick out to Williams. Pass to Dort. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The turnaround. Tatum pulls it in. Dort with a steal. Shoots over Brown. White against Hartenstein. The jump hook, and he comes up with a bucket. Now let's send it over to Allie LaForce, who was able to talk with Joe Mazzulla.
And he acknowledged that they're facing one of the most dynamic players in the league in Gilgeous-Alexander. He said there's no way to defend him, that his speed and movement, we need to be ready to rotate and help on every possession. Still, he said they're all looking forward to the challenge.
Appreciate the report, Allie. And coach, a perennial all-defense performer, Drew Holiday, fearsome at that end of the floor in particular.
Yeah, Brian, he's as good a defensive guard as there is. Great size and strength at the point guard spot. You combine that with his IQ and his competitive will, he is a problem on a nightly basis.
Offensive rebound. Second chance shot. And it's good. Off the back of the rim and in.
And he's just beating them to the punch on the boards right now. I mean, he's making a real big statement.
That'll make his coaching staff smile, showing them his impact from the get-go.
From deep, Holmgren hits the trifecta.
He does everything with intent. Holmgren, not the quickest, but it's hard to get up and block his shot.
Pass to Porzingis. Puts up a deep 3. Oklahoma City grabs a miss.
Well, you like the competitive mindset there, trying to answer right back. It just didn't fall.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Holiday. And Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. The shot by Holiday, no good.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Williams misses.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
White, pass to Brown. Tatum with it. Guarded now by Williams. Brown, a screen on Williams. Drops in the 3. Tatum's got 6.
You know, this team relies on Tatum hitting those shots, and that's why he's such a high-volume three-point shooter.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Holiday. A shot from the mid-range. Holmgren with it. 6 to shoot. The 3 is up. Oh, he missed that one. 1 for 3 in this one so far. White on the wing. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
And Holiday takes this responsibility seriously. When someone is open...
Oh, my goodness! It counts!
Did that really go in?
And so Holiday will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. 46 seconds left to play in the first. Outside White. The The Celtics with the lead. Here's Brown. They get the rebound. Here's Porzingis. Shoots over Hartenstein. Porzingis misses. Oklahoma City has gone 2 of 5 from deep. Hartenstein finds Gilgeous-Alexander. Lets it fly. Gets it to go. Makes him 2 for 5.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Tatum, a screen on Gilgeous-Alexander. The kick to Tatum. Pass to White. Three-pointer. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum. White's gotten his second bucket.
Good passing to set that up. Teamwork on display.
Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Boston.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
They've also been quick to set up their teammates, wasting no time making the extra pass for the open look.
On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going in the second. 2 Jalen Williams out there for him. Jalen with an E at the 3 and Jalen with an I at the 5. Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2, and it's Holmgren in at the 4. Now here's Dort. He's scoreless. Pass to Holmgren. Let's go with a 3. The kick out to Williams. The three-pointer off the mark.
Well, that is stifling coverage on the perimeter. That's how you stop a good shooter in his tracks.
And that's exactly how tightly you have to guard him every time he steps to the arc. He's just that good.
And, Coach, you look at Derek White, maybe not the biggest name, but he is a winning player.
Yeah, Brian, he's one of the most underrated players in the league. He's got a great feel for the game at both ends of the court. He is tremendously solid across the board.
Now here's Holiday. On the wing, Tatum. Back to Holiday. Just 5 on the clock. Outside White. Off target from outside. Thunder trail by 6. They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
And that one's good. Holmgren.
A superb three-point threat. When Holmgren is knocking down triples, he's hard to contain.
Holiday passes to White for 3. And it's Holmgren with a rebound. Oklahoma City's gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second. From behind the arc. Oh, the Thunder, another 3.
And Holmgren already has the trust of his teammates, which is why they set screens for him.
Holmgren against Tatum. The kick out to White. Jacks up a 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum. White's got 8.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
Pass to Williams. Gilgeous-Alexander, a screen on Porzingis. Williams from long range. Can't get it to go. Missed his first one. Now Brown from the arc. And the Celtics another 3.
Well, you know, when Brown's hitting the 3, it really opens up this offense.
Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D. Boston with a rebound. Porzingis has got his 4th rebound in this one. Brown passes to Holiday. Lets the 3 fly. Oklahoma City grabs a miss. Williams has got 4 rebounds now. Williams, a screen on Porzingis. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Dort. Parked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. And Stan, you got into coaching right after college. When did you know you wanted to be a coach?
Brian, that's easy. As soon as I figured out that I didn't have much of a future as a player, I knew I wanted to stay involved in the game. I wanted to coach.
Thunder trail by 6. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander offline from the top of the key.
That was a good look from the mid-range. He'd like to have that one back.
Porzingis with a screen on Gilgeous-Alexander. They get it again. There's Tatum with the three. And his first miss of the night. Now 2 of 3. For Oklahoma City, they've got 2 of 7 attempts to drop since the end of the first quarter. Porzingis with it. Guarded now by Williams. And here's Brown for 3. Downtown, Jaylen Brown.
Well, this is what Brown was looking for. He just needed the ball, and then instantly his shot was up.
On the wing, Tatum. And it's good as he snugs it right through the net. Tatum's got 8.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. Must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
A long-range tray for Porzingis.
A smooth pull-up there by Porzingis. He has such great body control for his size.
And Gilgeous-Alexander missing.
We all know he's a good shooter. But from that distance, I don't think so.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's jacking him up from way out there these days. You want guys to stay within themselves.
Porzingis misses. Outside, Williams looking to end the run. Hits the three-pointer. Williams has gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And Porzingis launches it from deep. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's Boston. They lead by 11 as the quarter comes to a close. A big difference in shooting percentages. That's why they lead. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. Chet Holmgren with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
The core of this team, Brown and Tatum in the front court, Pritchard and White at the 1 and the 2, and it's Horford in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. Here's Pritchard. Here's White. Outside Tatum. Launches a 3. And Tatum drills the 3.
With his feet set, Tatum's going to make you pay.
Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Williams. Fades away. Horford pulls it in. Boston leading by 13. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Pritchard. Gilgeous-Alexander defending. And that one comes up a bit short.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
The shot by Dort, no good. Wiggins with a steal. Pass to Dort from deep three-point range. Tatum pulls it in. Tatum's got rebound number 7 tonight. White for 3. Hartenstein pulls it in. Thunder trail by 13. Dort for 3. Connects from downtown. So Dort's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
He is such a smart player. Jalen Williams making people around him better.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Here's Pritchard. Hartenstein pulls it in. Hartenstein's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Dort for 3. Oh, the Thunder, another 3.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Here's Pritchard. Brown, a screen on Gilgeous-Alexander. Pritchard, no good. Thunder trail by 7. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Williams from long range. Horford pulls it in.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Now here's White. Give him 8 points now. Horford passes to White. Good, and it's Horford who picks up the assist. White's got 11 points.
Well, you can see why he's a go-to guy for them. They trust in his ability to shoulder the offensive load.
And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
Well, he's just not himself right now. He's getting decent opportunities like this one, but just failing to convert.
There's the three. And Gilgeous-Alexander missing.
Well, he is desperately trying to get something going, but this has not been his night. They need to consider making an adjustment.
Pritchard. And the three off target.
And he just hasn't been able to get it going this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots, better selections. You have to be set up for success.
And finished off by Tatum.
You're calling Tatum a capable scorer would be an understatement. He is an elite offensive talent.
Boston leading by 12. Here's Pritchard. And a miss there on the triple.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
White, the pass to Pritchard. Fires the three. The Thunder with the rebound. Hartenstein's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Williams in the post. Oh, a big slam!
Oh, my gosh. The athleticism.
You have to be kidding me.
Wow, that's how you take things into your own hands. Horford, a screen on Wiggins. Kick out to Brown. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum. 11 points in the game.
A dangerous shooter from all areas. Brown's eyes get real big when he shoots these corner threes.
Wiggins for three. Buries it from three.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And here at the end of the third, it's a double-digit ball game. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
Well, his height gives him the ability to see the floor, and he makes a quick decision and a great pass.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Taking a look at the Thunder. They've got Alex Caruso. Williams is out there with Holmgren. Then it's Isaiah Joe, and it's Dort in at the shooting guard position. Here's Joe. And the deficit down inside single digits. Joe's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Pass to Tillman. Hey, expanding his range. Dort grabs the miss. And it's Dort with the ball for the Thunder. 9-point game. They get it back. Outside Joe. Puts up a deep three. The long distance three is buried.
And great awareness. Holmgren's so good at reading the movement of his teammates, a very heady passer for a big man.
Outside White. Pass to Tillman. Puts up a three. The Thunder pull it in. Pushing it up the floor. Here comes Oklahoma City. And it's Holmgren missing. Boston leading by 6. And there's the lob. Here's Pritchard. White with a screen on Dort. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of it from distance, but look, he's got to find something easier.
And here's Caruso outside. Wallace, he's checked in for Oklahoma City.
First team foul. Now into the lineup for the Thunder.
Here's Holmgren.
Number 22, Jason Wallace.
The three. Hauled in by Brown. The Celtics have gone 0 for 3 in this fourth. Not good. And the basket by Tillman. Tillman's got himself on the board with a three there. Thunder trail by 9. Wallace with it. Now guarded by Brown. Caruso. Pass to Holmgren. Oh, Holmgren. The touch from Reigns.
And you can already tell Holmgren has an edge to his game. Gets the three right back. That's the competitive streak you need as a young player.
Outside White. Here's the three. The putback. Out to Horford. The three ball. Hey, Horford from range.
You see the great fundamentals. Horford sets up for the quick shot off the feed. No hesitation.
And here's Caruso outside. Fires for three. Offensive board. Fires the three. Sends it home from three-point land.
Well, that's basically a warm-up three for him. The defense can't allow him that caliber of attempt.
Brown against Caruso. Oh, look at Brown banging inside.
Terrific finish there from Brown. He goes up strong and absorbs the contact.
With the fadeaway. Pass to Caruso. Now here's Joe. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Caruso. Oklahoma City's got to hurry. They got to get up a shot. Caruso, a screen on White. Wallace misses. No need to rush here. Take your time.
Take your time. This is where you can reset and try to get a good shot.
Outside Joe. Pass to Holmgren. Back to Joe. Williams, a screen on White. And here's Caruso outside. Horford pulls it in. Boston leading by 8. White with it. Joe covering. Here's Pritchard. Fires from deep. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Nothing left to do but to watch the clock tick towards 0. Nice victory here for the Celtics.
Their transition game was the standout for me. Created a lot of extra pressure pushing the ball.
I agree. They took control of the tempo and were really dictating the terms of the game.
And what a huge performance it was for Jason Tatum.
Well, he came out with great energy and effort, doing everything he could possibly do to help his team.
Caruso, right side. To Holmgren, lets it go from deep. Boston pulls it in. They've led by as many as 14. Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock.
Impressive job by this team. And you really can't discount the impact of this crowd.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
Here's White. And he drops it in from the low post. So we see Boston get the win here. Boy, a hard fought. Allie, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.